Taking the steps 2 at a time, the goddess girls were soon at the entrance to the 4th floor. "I'll drop these scrolls in my room and be right there," said Athena. Aphrodite and Persephone continued down the hall 9 more doors. After flinging her bag onto Aphrodite's bed, Persephone perched on the edge of it. "I'll just be a minute," Aphrodite said as she opened her closet. Persephone glanced around the room. It was small, but intended for 2, with an identical bed, desk, and closet on each side. Aphrodite and Artemis were supposed to have been roommates, but Aphrodite had objected to sharing space with Artemis's 3 smelly dogs, so Artemis had moved into the room next door. Persephone would have loved to live in the dorm, but her mom insisted that she live at home instead. Within minutes, Aphrodite had wriggled into a fresh chiton, a lavender one this time, and Athena had returned. Back at the entrance to the hall again, the 3 goddess girls shocked off their shoes and grabbed winged sandals from a communal basket. As soon as they slipped them on, the sandal straps twined around their ankles, and silver wings at their heels began to flap. In a blur of speed, they raced down the marble staircase to the main floor of the academy. Then, with their feet barely touching the ground, they zipped out the heavy bronze doors and sped across the courtyard. The wind whistled in their ears as they whipped past boulders and trees while descending Mount Olympus. The immortal marketplace stood halfway between the heavens and earth, below the cloud line. The goddess girls reached it in minutes, skidding to a stop at the entrance. Loosening the straps around their ankles, they looped them around the silver wings to hold them in place so they could walk at a normal speed. The marketplace was enormous, with a high-ceilinged crystal roof. Rows and rows of columns separated the various shops selling everything from the newest Greek fashions to tridents and thunderbolts. Persephone followed Aphrodite and Athena into a shop that sold makeup. There weren't any clerks, so Aphrodite went directly to one of the counters. A sculpted bust of a beautiful goddess sat on its glass top, surrounded by bottles and boxes of eye powders and liner, creams and blushes. "Could you make us look like Egyptian princesses?" she asked the statue. "It would be my pleasure to do so. Please be seated," the statue replied in a polite voice. Aphrodite perched gracefully on one of the stools and motioned to her 2 friends to do the same. "Come on, it'll be fun. Just tell the makeup lady what you want." She turned toward the statue. "Egyptian coal eyes are the newest style." Almost immediately, 3 of the boxes opened and brushes flew out, ready to begin powdering the girls' faces. "No, thanks," said Athena, backing away. "I don't wear makeup." Her makeup brush paused, almost as if in shock. "She's young," Aphrodite explained to the brush, trying to soothe it. "Give her a couple of years." "Ha!" snorted Athena. "You're only 10 months older than me. Go ahead, though. I'll watch." Drooping with disappointment, the little brush returned to its box as Aphrodite's brush began dusting sparkly blue powder on her eyelids. It had been on the tip of Persephone's tongue to say that she'd watch too, but Aphrodite had already pulled out a stool for her, and the 3rd brush was hovering over her impatiently, waiting to begin. "Hop up," Aphrodite said. "This will be fun." Persephone obeyed, and the brush immediately began dusting blue on her eyelids as well. When the goddess girls finally left the shop, Aphrodite's and Persephone's eyes were heavily lined with black coal, and Persephone carried a bag full of lipsticks, eyeliners, and eye powders that she didn't really want. Oh well, she thought, she'd leave them in the beautyology classroom later. She could hardly wait to wipe off the coal from around her eyes when she got home. Against her already super pale skin, the heavy black eyeliner made her look positively pasty. On Aphrodite, of course, the coal looked great, but it made Persephone feel like a raccoon. "Look!" Athena exclaimed. "There's Arachne's sewing supplies."